What's up, my good people? It's your boy Ella. So in this video, I wanted to break down some of the things I've been working on in this song. I tried to keep as many of the MIDI instruments, the actual instruments themselves, so that I can show you guys what I use, some of the presets, and some of the effects or whatever. So in this session, I am using. First of all, we're using Studio 1.3, as you all already know this. And Studio One is just great. They have their own stock plugins, such as very dope instruments and effects. But for people like me that has an extensive experience and certain things they look for, I like to use third-party plugins as well. And Studio One can do that. Believe it or not, I still get that question: can Studio One use VST plugins? Yes, it can. And I'm going to show you guys, what I'm working on. I was inspired by, I was listening to I'm always listening to music, and I just sort of took a different shift. This is like a trap style meets, or this is like tracks. This is like trap style meets orchestral music, if I can say it like that. All right, so the first thing that I'll show you guys is this. It was actually a piano that inspired me first. No, actually, it was an Omnisphere. I'm sorry, it was Omnisphere. Sometimes the instrument up top, the very first one, is not the one that inspired me. So this is let's show you the track. So this is what I'm using. It's a pure PWM chamber strings. And I just left the setting, the default setting here. You hear the little drum elements, taiko or the taiko drum. So for my piano, I'm using Alicia Keys, of course. She's always the first I go to for piano, that is, because her piano sounds so warm, and you can play with the presets. There are settings in here that I can adjust. So I put a little bit more reverb on here, just to give it like more of a depth to it, more of a stereo feel. Now for that sound, I believe that's coming out of Massive. And no, it's coming out of the Synth Master. And it's the aggressive dance preset for this one. All right. So what I did inside a Machine is doing most of the drum work, right? And so I tried doing something a little bit different from what I'm used to. And by the way, this is the new update, the 2.4.5 update. I will be jumping into that update probably in a couple of days or so. But basically what I did to this track, I only used 2 patterns and 2 sings. And these 2 patterns, I tried to use Machine as a linear, style, instead of, pattern. I'm just doing something different. And, that's probably the easiest way to do it, but probably not for me. I think I'm going to go back to using it the way I've been using it. I usually will have, like, let's see. So my intro is like 8 bars, and then this riser or rising to verse right here is about 16 bars. So I will definitely go back to using, sing by sing by sing by sing, you know what I mean? Because I think it's easier that way, to be honest, especially working in machine. So, but I tried to, work the linear way. So this is what I came up with. So it's like these bars are extra long, or the pattern is extra long. And, some people may prefer to work like this, but I certainly don't. So in how I got the snare to do that pitch down thing, what I did was I had to go to these parameters down here at the bottom, and these actually open and closes, right? So you have to click on this thing down here, and then you have to go to this waveform thing here, and then you can click the plus sign, and you have to right click. Say I click the plus sign, and say I wanted to add another instance of automation. Then you go here, or you can go to sound if you're looking to do something in there, but usually it's the sampler. And then I went for, I believe it was modulation. Modulation pitch here. That's what I'm thinking I went for. I think that's what it is, because you can access the pitch from somewhere else. I believe I don't think it's pitch envelope. I don't think it's that pitch bend. I think I just went for the modulation because that's more like using your modular wheel here, your pitch bend wheel right here on your keyboard, on your MIDI keyboard here. So basically I went there, and let's go here. And I used my paint tool here. I just went to my paint tool and drew that in here. And then I just made sure I bring it back because I have my snare, doing the regular snare here. And then I do it again here to kind of come out. So that's bar 40. So let's see. So that's, I did a lot of the automation work inside the machine as well. Let's see, what's going on with my kick up here. Oh, I did something pretty cool up here. Again, it's the same concept. This is bar 64, so let's go here. It falls out. That's not a sample that's doing it. I actually have to automate that. So, yeah. So I did that at the very last, and these are the notes that I am inputting in there for the bass. And the bass notes may not be accurate according to what it really is on the keyboard, because these samples come in at different notes. Even though they come in at C, don't necessarily mean that they are in the C note, because on your keyboard or in the sample itself, the default register is always at C or whatever you set it to. But this is probably not C, or it is C, but I just noticed that that's something that, so, you just have to find, what you're looking for, or play around with the notes. And so that's what I did, as far as that goes. And then this section here is just 65. This is probably, I think this is more so, this is more so the end of the song right here. And I kind of cut out for a second and then bring everything else back in, more so to the end. So the song cuts out right here, right? So the concept of the song is to have a climax, go high and then boom. Again, somatic orchestration, booms. I use the rise and hit, which is awesome. Now, for some of these sounds, I had to actually bounce them to wave because it was starting to take a toll on my CPU here, and that's the reason why I do that in the first place. I have people ask me, so why do you, so what I did was I try to keep as much as I can still remaining in MIDI function or MIDI notes here. And as you can see, I'm probably at about 50 here. So this is 46. This is 47 probably. And this one is just actually automation from my machine track, because instead of deleting the notes right there, I just muted it out, because what I did here, I wanted to do something a little bit different in the last section. I actually want to use the stutter effect to do, some different things. And I actually forgot to do that because I wanted to add something, a little bit more, just go up a notch here at the end. And so I explained this in another video and how to do that, but I erased everything because I kind of want to just do it, something a little bit different here, but it's pretty much the same concept. But basically what you have to do is I'm going to activate the stutter plugin. Have to put it in, actually. It's not even there. Okay, so I got my stutter here, and I want my keyboard to trigger the stutter effect here. And let's select this here. All right, so what I want to do is actually, I'm going to duplicate that, and this is going to be my stutter comp track. And what's cool about this is I can go here and say I want my inputs to come from the stutter track. You have to create a new track, which is okay. I'm still learning this thing. Okay, so the bus that I was trying to make input, it wasn't available, so I was just trying to figure out. But anyway, so my input here, I wanted to make my bus the stud bus. I named it stud bus. All right, so that's what we want to create, because what I'm doing here essentially is coming out of here, which is where the audio lives, right here, right? And I'm sending it to this bus way over here. We're gonna get rid of these other bus because we don't need those. All right. And this is, this bus right here acts as the hub. It's the guy that's in the middle that connects the dot, and then this is going to be ultimately sent back over here to my comp, because I'm gonna kind of do it like a few times, record a few times, and then you definitely want to make sure that your record to takes are activated down here, which is good. So we're good to go. All right, so let's arm the tracks here and let's get to recording. All right, so the whole point of that is to be able to come down here and hit this button right there, and it expand all of the text here. So we did about a good 6 takes, and I could switch between any of them to do what I need to. This track we're gonna delete because we don't want it to re-trigger anything. Yeah, give me another layer. So we're gonna put this one on top of that. Bam. How you like that? So now what I can do is now we can really do the comping here. You know? And I hate that everything is the same color, because you don't know. It's taking on the color of the actual track. So I found this voice sound here in Battery, and it's amongst the other kits, which is pretty cool. It's like, see, this is the type of stuff, you know, inside of Battery 4. It's like, it's one of those things where you just have to search in the kits, or you can go to the samples and search for what you're looking for. Vox. So you might go to the samples and type in Vox. This is actually the first time I'm doing this, and I will probably be amazed as to what I find. So let's stop this here. I'm usually stumbling, I'm working on drums most of the times, and then I stumble across something like, oh, let me use that, and then I'll just go and just record that using the kit. But now that I have, I got to start using the sample area and just plug them in one by one. You can actually do that, and I've done a kit like that before. I built my own kit where you just start off something fresh, and then you just put put your samples to the pad individually, like you see here, and then you can do different things to them, and adjust them, and have different things going on. In the main, you can cut off, and this is what I did to this, because this is actually a longer sample. This is an actual longer sample here, and what I did was I just cut the let's see. See, it's a longer sample, but what I did, I just cut it off. I just kind of came right here. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. All right, so the next thing I did was, there's another instance of Battery 4. See, I tried to I try to have as many as I can open for you guys so I can show you this stuff. Again, this is a transition or a riser or some type of sound effects that's coming from a kit, inside of a kit somewhere, where all these other things live. And then lo and behold, so these are cool effects as well. All right, and that's how we came upon that sound. And then what I did also, I did something. Oh, let's talk about this wobble bass here that I found. This was something. All right, this is where you would have to do a little editing, or playing around with the LFO settings here. And so that's what I did here. I was in the, what is it? I think it's the first LFO. You have to play around with the rate because you can go fast, slow, you know, you know what I mean? And you can actually automate that too, you know? Yeah. So that's how I got that there. In case you guys was wondering. Let's see. And these are some sound effects I brought over from the loop section here. And I just put a Pro EQ on it. A Pro EQ on it to tune it out. Cut the lows. And a slight boost in the high mids here. And then I also use the red light district. And that's what it sounds like without it. Yeah. So I just want to roll off everything, which essentially makes room for the mix in general, you know. So that's that, and I'm just trying to go through everything as much as I can. Right here, I wanted to add more of a ambience or atmosphere or orchestra type deal with the strings coming in a little bit stronger here. So I just use Presence, their stock viola strings, kind of help make the strings bigger. You know, add some movement to it and kind of make it do, you know, and introduce something different to make you feel like you on this journey, like, oh yeah, you know what I mean. And so this is strings from Omnisphere. Yeah. All right, so let's do that again. So when you bring in everything else, it starts to make sense. You need to bring in some choirs that ha, ha, ha. Yeah. So that was the whole goal, is to make it epic sounding there. As some people will say, epic. And then, of course, we're going back into the song, right? So that's pretty much everything, mostly everything that I did. Yeah, that's pretty much everything that I want to show you guys. I'm just going through the track now and seeing if there's something else I can show you guys. But that's pretty much the whole track right there. I hope I did a good job explaining everything. If I missed something, I apologize. Please forgive me. But it's one of those things where I'm doing like a million things in the track. And like this, for instance, this is automation for the Omnisphere here, where I made it kind of do like this little sound. You probably don't notice that. Probably need to go dramatic, more so dramatic than anything. Let's see. After it finished saving. Yeah. That might be pretty cool right there. Leave it right there. Just bring it down just a tad bit. Nah, I like it better the other way. We don't want to bring the whole thing up. We just want to bring that one up a little bit. Yeah. Sounds cool to me. All right. Now, I could do more to this track, and I'm one of those people where I just overthink everything, and I want everything to sound perfect. And it, strings are like my passion. When I hear strings, it just, I don't know, it does something to me, and I always have to add strings to my production. That's just been from day one. That's always, when I first started producing, strings were like, that was a part of what I always bring. I don't know why, but that's just, and that's why I do a lot of composition and filming and gaming and things like that, because the strings, they talk to you. And so you got to have the right kind of strings. And I am definitely looking at those Native Instruments, the string section that they have available. That's about $5,000 right now. So I'm building a budget for that so I can grab those from them, because most of the strings is coming from Contact, their library here. And to make them thicker, you just add strings from other places, like you saw me do with the Presence, and add a pad in there from somewhere, just make things sound a little bit thicker and more dramatic and epic sounding. Obviously Omnisphere, because those instruments in here is already stacked with so many other nice effects and other nice cool things that make it move. So it's all about production right here. All right, remember, at the end of the day, subscribe to the channel, visit the website ksound.com, subscribe to that as well. Follow your boy all around. I have social media links on each platform, as a matter of fact, so you have no excuse. This is your boy Ellop. Remember, music is art. You're the artist. Paint your picture.